The dirty dozen. 12 trading rules to live by. 12 trading rules to live by. It's going to be quick. It'll probably take 5-10 minutes. I won't keep you any longer than we normally do, despite the fact that I do love to talk. I can't help it. But 12 rules to live by. The dirty dozen. For anyone who's Ezekiel and Enoch, I think you've known me for long enough. You probably know what the first rule is going to be. The trade sets up, the trade goes on. For anyone who's known me for any period of time, this is my goal. If I only had one rule, this is it. When the trade sets up, put it on. Don't think about it. That your strategy said to do something, do it. Don't second guess it. Don't try and think that you're smarter, that you're clever. I've had this proven to myself multiple times over the years. I've tried to second guess myself. I've tried to think that I'm smarter than the average bear and all the other things that go along with being human. We're human. We're not infallible. But the strategy, the data-driven decisions that create your production line trading, and this is why I try and have quite robust, well-defined rules, is I don't like that feeling of, did I do the right thing? I want a consistent trading plan that has as robust, well-defined rules. This has happened, as you've just seen me do. This has happened, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. Put the trade on. And then the only question I've got now when I get to that put the trade on decision is, am I putting the trade on today or am I waiting, like with LB? The trade's going on. That's it. The decision has been made. I'm just waiting for it to go above $33.50. When that happens, the trade's going on. End of story. Trade sets up, trade goes on. So next one, don't bet the farm. Don't bet the farm. Trade small. Trade really, really small. As a kind of like sub rule to this is always be in business tomorrow. I've had 2 instances in my 20+ year career of doing this trading thing where I've woke up the next day and my account has been halved. Twice I've done that. Thankfully, I've never blown my accounts. The 2 times that I've done that has been where I've placed trades a little bit rushed and then gone away for a few days. And on both occasions, it was just after I'd moved brokers. And the default broker order type is usually end of day order. And I want good till cancelled orders. And this was back in the day when I was trading currencies. So this is about 15 years ago now. But twice it happened to me as I moved brokers where I'd placed a trade. I set my targets. Back then I was using physical stop losses. So that was just the nature of how I was placing the trades. And went away for a few days. And the really frustrating thing on both those occasions was the trades hit targets. And I was very smugly walking around. I remember where I was. I was a long weekend in York, a nice sunny 4-day weekend, 4-day break both times. And I checked the prices and, oh, great, we've hit targets. So I was expecting to come back to profitable trades. And then when I opened my brokerage account, it's like, hold on, why's my account half of what it was 4 days ago? So not only had the trades hit targets, but they turned around and gone a million miles in the other direction. The only thing that saved me was I had small position size. I had affordable position size. So when the worst thing that could happen happened to me, yeah, it's something about Yorkville. Yeah, I've not been there since. Surprise, surprise, Ezekiel. So the point I'm trying to get to is be in business tomorrow. So if something weird, something funky happens, I don't know, maybe a stock market crash, may have happened. That may have been in the news recently. So when something weird happens, you've not lost everything. You're in business tomorrow. Now, realistically, you're probably going to take a break. Emotionally, mentally, psychologically, it's quite damaging. And I took a week or 2 off anyway, because it's quite a blow, as you can imagine. But I was still in business. I still had a business because I had cash. Cash is our business. We don't need stock. We don't need inventory. We just need money to go and place our bets in the market. So don't bet the farm. And I can't stress this one enough. Always make sure that you're in business tomorrow. A professional trader manages risk. A novice trader thinks about how much money they're going to make. And that's true in any business. Manage the risk. Don't bet the farm. So similarly, don't cherry pick trades. Trade frequently. And these 3 rules, they're all interlinked. They're all interrelated. So, you want to make sure that you trade the setups that you have. You trade small. And what that allows you to do is if your strategy sets up 5 times this week, you're going to trade 5 times. I don't know which trade's going to work. I don't know which one's going to set up. But when they set up, you want to have the ability to place the trade. So don't cherry pick. Again, truly, nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. The only thing that we do know for certain is we've got a statistical expectation of around 63% that this trade will be a winner, because that's the historical average. Again, I've got over 1,500 trades called in real time. There's going to be good pockets of trades. There's going to be bad pockets of trades. There's going to be mixed pockets of trades. But on average, over 1,500 trades over the last publicly called several years, 63% of the time, they're making money. I just don't know which 63% are going to make me the money. So don't cherry pick the trade. Trade with the frequency that your strategy sets up. Now, if you're using my strategy, you can turn the dial. You can turn the frequency dial. If you want to slow things down so you have 1 trade a week, if that's your desired frequency, then just trade once a week. If you want to speed things up and you want to trade 3, 4, 5 times a day, then you can turn the frequency dial higher. That's how I think about my trading. It's a production line. I can turn the frequency dial up and down that suits my personality. We'll talk about that later as well. The last thing here is time compression. You hear me say it all the time. Don't zombie out. Don't spend all day flicking through chart after chart after chart like a zombie. It's not productive. It's not healthy. And you saw the speed with which that we went through and found opportunities before. We've got 2 or 3 things. Nothing needs taking action today. That's it. Set an alert, walk away, come back tomorrow. Or, well, it's the weekend tomorrow, but you get what I'm saying. Come back Monday. There's no action to take. So compress time. Give yourself a window with which to work in. I've got 30 minutes. I've got 45. I've got 60 minutes. If you've got 4 blocks of 15 that you want to spread out through the day, just give yourself a time restriction. And it's not just in trading that this works. This works in life. When you've got a measurable time-based objective, then you get shit done. So I don't want to spend all my day looking at charts. Zombie, just flicking through charts after. Is this the one? Is this the one? Is this the one? Is this? Will it be this one? I don't want to spend 3 hours looking at one chart, figuring out how to trade it. I just want to go, there's the trade. Again, you saw me do that earlier. There's the trade. I will be putting the trade on. It's just not today. Come back tomorrow. We went through this also earlier. BTFD, buy the dip. Have a consistent process. If the 6 things that I like to do, let me just draw them actually. I want to buy the dip. So BTFD is when price is rallying, then any downward movement is a dip in the context of an uptrend. We went through some examples of that earlier. The opposite to that is to sell the rally. So when price is in a downtrend, I want any upward movements is an opportunity to sell the rally in a downtrend. The other 2 things that I like to, the other 4 things that I like to do is if price is range bound, so it's oscillating in a range, I can, where's my little widgets? I can buy the range lows, I can sell the range highs, I can buy the breaks of range highs or sell the breaks of range lows. They're the other 4 things. So there's 6 things that I like to do, buy the dip, sell the rally, buy range lows, sell range highs, buy the breaks of the range highs and lows. So that's what I mean by that. So trade the trend is what I'm trying to say here. Trade the trend, flipping the dip. Steve, I like that. I might swipe that phrase, flip the dip. Yes, buy the dip, flipping the dip. Sorry, that's tickled my fancy, Stephen. So trade the trend is all I'm saying. When you know what the trend is, it helps you figure out what to do next. And just so we round it off, the other 2 things that I like to do that you can do is if you're in an uptrend, you can sell the rally in an uptrend, and that would be counter trend. There's nothing wrong with counter trend trading. I just don't like doing it. It doesn't suit my personality. Nice little segue into the next one. Trade to suit your personality. You know, there's things that I like doing, there's things that I don't like doing. That's all that means. What's your personality as a trader? I remember seeing this several times in a textbook, and it took me in lots of different textbooks. And it took me a long time to realize that all it is, like, it's a list of the things that you like and don't like. I don't want to sit in front of the chart all day, every day. I can do. I have done. I spent 12 years as a day trader. It sounds like a really bad horror movie, but I spent 12 years doing that. And it was the thing that was okay for me at the time. Right now, today, I've spent most of my morning in a coffee shop. I've caught up with a few friends. I've read a book. I then hurriedly put these slides together because I forgot to do them yesterday. And that's been my day so far. You know, I'm in the UK, so I'm 5 hours ahead of everyone in the US. So that's been my day. We've just checked the charts together. There's nothing really for me to do. I need to just check one or two things on my open positions, and then I'm going to turn off for the day. That's my personality. That's what I want to do. But that then dictates what I trade. I'm not looking at a 5-minute chart. I'm not looking to scalp and day trade. Again, I can do. I've got a day trading course that outlines how I've day traded. I just don't want to do it all day, every day. Now, if I feel like doing it, I've got the choice to do it. But when I do, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to time compress. I'm going to say, I've got an hour to day trade. I'm going to find an open in a trade in the first 20 to 30 minutes of the day. It's got then 20 to 30 minutes to produce the goods for me. I just want to day trade the open. So when I do day trade, I want to do everything in that hour that I give myself to look at the markets. Again, I don't do it every day, but well, just to prove that I do have it set up, I've got a strategy that I call Apple Peeler. I may release it, but you know, maybe I can trade the 5-minute charts. I just don't want to do it every day. I've got the ability, I've got the capability, I've certainly got the skill set. I spent 12 years doing it. And if I want to trade, again, Apple's looks great. We've got a nice little rally. Maybe we've got a retracement. It maybe comes back to the VWAP. I don't know. But maybe we can buy the dip in what's looking like an uptrend for the morning, for the next hour. So first, the setup, then I can trade the trend, and then I'm just looking for that little push for the next 20, 30 minutes. So it is possible. It can be done. But again, I don't want to do it every day. I don't need to do it every day. But if I do want to day trade, then I can compress the time. So if you want to think about your personality as a trader, what do you want to do? What don't you want to do? What time do you have available to do it? If you've got a full-time, job that takes up a lot of your time, then it's probably not beneficial for you to try and day trade. You've not got the time to do it. So that's a part of the personality of your trader. So that's what we mean by that. So trade to suit your personality, likes, dislikes, availability. What do you want to do? What are you able to do? That's how we figure out what our trading style is. Again, I've got a versatile strategy. I can speed things up, slow things down. I can speed up the production line, slow it down. So, the way that I trade, you should be able to, again, turn that frequency dial is the easy way of doing this. When you've got a robust strategy, you can turn the frequency dial. If you want to speed things up, go to the day trade spectrum. If you want to slow things down, go for the swing trade over many months, many weeks, and many months end of the spectrum. So you can find your personality here with the frequency. Again, some people like to sell options, some people like to buy options, some people like to trade stocks, some people spread bets. There's no right or wrong here. The objective is to make money when it comes to trading. So make sure that you're doing things that you're comfortable with. Along the same vein, specificity. Get less vague and more precision. I consistently refer to the way that I trade as a production line. I want to know what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, why I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do it. I don't want any ambiguity. I don't want to look at a chart and start thinking to myself, yeah, maybe we coulda, shoulda, woulda done. Maybe I can do this. I want to go, there's the trade. And again, you saw me do that earlier. It was click, click, pick. Yes, I'm putting the trade on. It's not today. Great. Go and do something else. I know with absolute certainty what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. That's what I want. So get more specific. Again, for example, a good example of this is pullbacks. Trade the pullback, buy the dip, BTF flipping dip, buy the dip. What does that mean to you? in our market overview earlier, we went through a few different examples of how you can interpret buy the dip. What does it mean? It could be that when price is in the bottom 20% of percentage R, it could be when price is retracing in the context of an uptrend and you've got your RSI. It could be stochastic. It could be that we're in the bottom half of the Bollinger Bands. So we've got the bollies. So what does it mean to you? How can you define a dip? Now, within all of those things, what else needs to happen? Just because you're at or in the bottom half of the Bollinger Bands, what else do you need? You know, step 1, step 2, step 3, put the trade on. What needs to happen? Get absolutely granular with the things that you're looking for. And it's going to give you confidence every time that you go and do it because you're following your production line process. And in fairness, if you need help with your process and you want to talk, send me a message. I'm happy to try and help you. Happy to try and, the very least point you off in the right direction should you need it. Now you'll notice number 8 is trade the plan. It's not number 1. We're kind of assuming that you've got a plan. So up to this point, I'm assuming that you've got one, but just maybe pointing out the obvious now at this point, have a trading plan. This is a business. All businesses have a trading plan, a business plan. The businesses that don't have a plan are usually the first to fail. And that's true with any business venture, not exclusive to trading. So it really boggles the minds when we know that most businesses fail in 3 years, and usually it's around 85% of businesses fail in that startup phase. And the ones that don't have a plan probably fail in the first 6 months. These are known statistics that we've had for decades. Trading is a business. It's exactly the same. So of course we need a plan. Other things which are not necessarily trading related, but keep idle fingers busy. One of the weird things about this trading business is we get paid to do nothing. The actual act of trading is click, click, pick, trade on. And then we need to sit back and wait, do nothing. If nothing's changed, there's nothing to do. So it's very easy to start clicking things and changing stops and moving targets and having those anxiety adjustments on the trade. It's very easy to fuck up your trade. It really is easy to fuck it up because you are tinkering with it. So if you're trading with hard stops, place your stop, place your targets, don't touch a damn thing, and then find something else to do. I deal with it by turning the computer off. Go and do something else. Just go, but just keep your idle fingers busy. Don't touch the damn trade. For me, I like to research. I've got lots of development projects. I obviously thoroughly enjoy helping and teaching new traders to get their own production line. I get such a buzz out of it. That's one way I keep my idle fingers busy. I've got 2 or 3 business interests that are non-trading related that keep me busy, just at that consulting level. So I've got other things that I do. So keep your admins busy. A lot of time I do like researching. So I've got multiple strategies. I'll be releasing some of those in the future. We're already rolling the beta version of the first version. We've talked about gamma scalping and theta burning. So I am sucking up. I am kind of trying to adjust my personality as a trader a little bit because I want to start selling options and cash flowing some premium selling opportunities. So that's just one of the things that I'm looking at. So it's just for my own developments. I like to explore those things. And again, if anything, it's a nice intellectual exercise. Another veiled segue into always be learning. Again, it doesn't have to be trading. It could be just in life. Just always have a childlike mindset. I had that phrase was introduced to me maybe 12, 13 years ago. A guy called Paul Sheely said it, and it just resonated with me. Always have an open mind, a childlike mindset, create a childlike curiosity about things, be interested in things that you may not ordinarily want to look at. I like to read history. I read a lot of fiction, a lot of science fiction, science fantasy. I have that side of my curiosity scratched. But then, go and learn something. I'm looking at learning a language at the moment. I've always wanted to. I've never got round to doing it. I've got no excuses not to. So always be learning. Do something. As Poirot says, keep those little grey cells going. Keep those little grey cells. Have fun. This should be number one on everyone's. For those of you who don't know, cue the violins and the sob story. I had a priest stand over me and offer me the last rites back in 2001, and it was the worst day and the best day of my life. It was the worst day in the fact that Death was stood in the corner with his scythe, and said, if you want to go, sunshine, I'll be over here in the corner. I refused to give up that day. I didn't accept the last rites. I was actually quite offended that he'd asked. I didn't realize how ill I was, but something flicked in my head, and I've always enjoyed comedy and humor, but one of the things that I now default to is being an idiot. I am an absolute child, and I don't fucking care. I really don't. I enjoy myself. I want to laugh. I want to joke. I want to laugh at myself. I want to laugh at others. I want to enjoy myself. Maybe there's cake involved, but I just want to smile. I want to have a good time. For me personally, I've had a second chance at life, and I really want to do things that I enjoy doing. I want to have a laugh and a joke and a giggle. So make sure that you do. Make sure that you have fun. Create an environment that just makes you happy. I know that I'm really getting, tree hugging and, I'll be shaking the beads later. Don't worry about it. But just create an environment that makes you smile, or, just take a moment to enjoy the sunshine, a child playing, just find little moments in life, that just make you happy. That really is the most important thing. My mum, before she passed away a few years ago now, one of the things that she consistently said pretty much every day. I cared for them for 5 years before they passed away. And I'd go down every day to see both my parents. My father passed away and then my mother passed away. And in the last maybe 2 months of her life, every day she would say, "Are you happy? Are you happy?" And it's one of those things that I didn't realize it at the time, but I think she was just making sure that I was okay before she checked out. So make sure that you're happy and you have fun. And the last one before I get all weepy. I didn't mean to share that story, folks. That just came out. So my apologies if I got a little bit emotional, but nevertheless, that's just the way it is. Move more and eat well. Move more and eat well. I've always tried to be healthy. I've always tried to eat well, and whatever that means to you, whatever it means to you, but you need to do both. I enjoy eating and I enjoy moving. And it's even more pleasurable when you do both of them, not necessarily at the same time, but do some activity and eat everything in moderation. And you should have a healthy life. So if you're looking after the mind and you're learning things and you're always learning and you're always in motion, again, I'm not saying you should hit the gym. If you don't want to hit the gym, it's not for everyone, but go for a walk, keep active, keep mobile, do a few star jumps once or twice a week. Just do some activity, keep yourself in motion, and just eat well, enjoy yourself. Again, everything in moderation, and you've got everything in balance. And I think this last one, this for me has been something that's, I found that balance for myself. And for me personally, right now, despite all the shit that's going on in the world, I'm probably the happiest I've been because it's in balance. I'm enjoying myself. I'm learning. I'm keeping my, intellectual urges scratched. I'm moving more. I'm eating well. I'm eating healthy. And I've got to admit, I am personally one of the, I'm the happiest I've been in my life. So have it in balance, have it in moderation. And these are my, dirty dozen. That's my 12 secrets, not just necessarily for trading success, but a little bit of spiritual and life as well. So the dirty dozen, that's it. A little bit, I lied to you folks. I took a little bit over, but I think it's important. Just 12 rules to live by. Trade sets up, trade goes on, trade with a plan, trade small, trade frequently, They're the three primary ones. But I think from a personal point of view, just make sure you enjoy life, whatever that means to you, because it means different things to everyone. But just make sure that you enjoy yourself with whatever that you're doing. And it should never be a chore. You should want to be doing things and never have to do things. And there's a subtle difference, but it's very important. Anyway, that's it, folks. A little bit philosophical in this week's workshop, the education part. But once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. It really does mean the world to me that you all take some time out of your day and your week to spend it with me. So I just want to thank you once again. So Rodrigo, thank you for your kind words. Stephen, thank you again for your comment. I'm glad you found it inspiring, Stephen. So it's can we watch this every month? Rodrigo, words of wisdom. Can we watch this every month forever? You can do it. It's been recorded. So if you want to watch this replay of it, you can certainly do that, Rodrigo. So once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I'm going to turn off the microphone. I'm going to turn off the recording. I'm going to stay around for about another 5-10 minutes. So if you've got a question that you don't want in the public realm, just send it to me privately and I'll answer that for you privately as well. So I'll just stay around for the next 5 or 10 minutes if you want to. If you need to go about the rest of your day, then it was great meeting you again this week. Have a wonderful weekend and I will see you all at the same time, same place next week.